Can you write? I mean, can you write down your name? See, that way I'll know what to call you. I'll go get a pencil and paper.
How's it going? And welcome back to another episode of Saturday Night Horror. Now, I'm excited about tonight because I'll be watching a movie that I haven't seen in quite a few years. Tonight, I'm going to be watching Maniac Cop 2. Now, Maniac Cop 2 continues the story of Officer Matt Cordell, who in the first movie, he was coming close to finding a whole ring of corruption in City Hall. So the City Hall officials who were in on it, of course not wanting to be caught, they had Officer Cordell framed for a few things and had him sent away to Sing Sing prison. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, Sing Sing prison is where a lot of the criminals that Officer Cordell locked up ended up. So he's being sent to the same prison as the people he locked up, and we can guess what happens next. They beat him up, they cut him up, they mutilate him, they supposedly kill him. But of course he wasn't, I don't want to say he wasn't really dead. He was kind of undead in the first movie. Think Jason Voorhees, just not as rough looking. So yeah, the end of the first movie, Cordell supposedly dies for good, but since we have a sequel, we know that's not the case. So anyway, tonight we're going to be watching Maniac Cop 2. We're going to go in the kitchen and throw something together real quick. I got some meat, cheese, and salsa. We're just going to mix it all together and see what happens. So yeah, so that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's head out to the kitchen. Let's get this food cooked so we can watch our movie. Alright everyone, so here's our ingredients for whatever you want to call this. We're just going to mix all this together, see what happens. Of course, we've got our hamburger meat here. We have taco seasoning, crushed red pepper, haven't used that too much, thick and chunky mild salsa, and of course, sharp cheddar cheese. So like I said, we're going to mix this all together, see how it turns out. I've actually, over here, we have a pan heating up, so we're going to put the meat in here and cook the meat first. So let's go ahead and do that now. Alright, we got the meat in here, and we're just going to chop it up. You know how I do it. Chop it up as small as possible. So yeah, I don't really know what to call this meal. Like I said, we're just going to throw a bunch of stuff together, see how it turns out. But yeah, we're going to let this cook for a while, and I'm going to be chopping up the whole time. Alright, so we're getting there. We are getting there. Still chopping that meat. Like I said, I always chop it the entire time it's cooking just to get it as small as possible. I cannot stand large chunks of meat in my food. It's got to be real small. So, a little while longer to be done. Alright, so that is done. The meat is cooked. We have drained out the grease. Just going to put in the taco mix here, taco seasoning, and I'll get a spoon and get the rest of that out. And we're just going to let this cook and mix up. Alright, so the taco seasoning's in there. We put in the salsa, the red pepper flakes, and the cheese. And what we're going to do is just mix all this together and, like I said, see what happens. It's my last big hurrah before the diet. Okay, so that's the end result. Super cheesy. Smells awesome though. So yeah, I think that's going to be good. We're just going to take this off the burner and let it sit for a while, let that cheese settle in. And while they're doing that, let's go ahead and get something to drink. We definitely need something to drink with that to wash it down with. So let's see what we've got.
Never, never stop, there's always Coca-Cola, yeah. Coca-Cola, always Coca-Cola.
Alright, so we got our drink and our food. Let's go out front and watch a movie. Alright, here we go. Let's turn the last light in the house off. So we'll be in total darkness here. There we go. We've got our food, our drink, all the lights in the house are off. Let's watch the Maniac Cop 2. Like I said, it's been quite a few years since I've seen this. I don't remember too much about it, so feeling good about tonight. Should be a good night. And we have Shadow here. She's decided to crawl on my lap, and I don't think she's going to watch the movie. She's probably going to take a nap. But it's always nice to have one of the cats here with me. Alright everyone, the movie is done, and it was a weird one. I don't remember it being that weird, and now that I have time to think about the plot of the story, it was kind of dumb. But before we get to that, let's talk about Officer Cordell. Now there's no explanation as to how he survived the ending of the first movie whatsoever. He's just up and walking around at the beginning of this one. He's also devolved, I guess you could say. He's regressed in his appearance. The first one, he kind of had some human feet. He was just like a disfigured human face. But in this one, his face is gray. He's, they say he's really cold, like death. He's still cut up, got scars all over his face. His face looks like Jason in Jason Takes Manhattan when he gets unmasked, that grayish, purplish. That's what his face looks like in this movie, and I'm sure I'll have a clip of it somewhere in this video. He's still pretty much invulnerable. Bullets have no effect on him. He has the super strength. He even manages to speak a single word. He tries to say his last name in this movie, which is really weird. But yeah, this movie is it's strange, man. It's really strange. We start off where he goes after the two cops that were pursuing him in the first movie, trying to stop his rampage in the first movie. Which they make us, they tell us that Cordell was a good cop. He was just set up and wrongfully sent to prison. But if Cordell was such a good cop, why is he trying to kill the cops that were after him in the first movie, trying to stop him from killing? If you're such a good cop, why are you trying to kill other good cops? That makes no sense to me. And then during the course of the movie, you see Officer Cordell helping criminals. There's a guy, a convenience store clerk, being held up at gunpoint. Cordell takes the gun from the robber, shoots the clerk, and gives it back to the guy that was robbing the store. We have a serial killer / rapist who goes after strippers. He's attacking a stripper. Cordell bursts in the room, tries to choke out the stripper. Then the cops arrive. He kills the cops and helps the serial killer / rapist escape. Ends up hanging out at his apartment, being friends with him. It's just weird. If he's such a good cop, why is he helping criminals? Why is he killing the people that need help and helping the criminals get away? And then later on in the movie, we find out that he's trying to get some, I guess he's recruiting criminals to help him get back into Sing Sing prison, which is so weird. He wants to go back to Sing Sing prison and kill the guys that supposedly killed him in the first movie. And that whole plot is just so stupid to me because, first of all, like I said, if you're such a good cop, why are you killing people that need help? Why are you helping these criminals and getting them to take you to Sing Sing? When you're a damn near invulnerable zombie, you could just walk in there yourself. You don't need anyone to help you get in there. You're invulnerable, dude. Just walk the hell in there, do what you gotta do, and call it a day. So, it's just ridiculous, man. The plot was so stupid to me. It made absolutely no freaking sense at all. This guy could single-handedly just walk into Sing Sing prison by himself. No one will be able to stop him at all. He could kill the guys that killed him and then do whatever it is zombie cops do. But we went through this whole elaborate plot line of helping criminals, getting them to help him get into Sing Sing prison. Like, why? It was unnecessary. And this whole thing about Cordell being such a good cop, to me, was a bunch of crap after seeing his actions in this movie. Oh, by the way, Cordell also pulls he takes a number from Terminator. Remember Terminator, where Arnold shoots up almost every cop in a police station? They do that in this movie. Cordell is breaking his serial killer friend out of prison and decides, while I'm here, let me just shoot almost every cop that's in here. But he was a good cop, though. He was a very good cop. He was just framed and done wrong. Bullshit. I don't believe it for a second. He was such a good cop, yet he's killing all these other cops. things that just don't make. And I know Maniac Cop fans are probably pissed at me right now. You'll be all right. It was just so stupid to me and so unnecessary. After finishing the movie, I kind of had a feeling. I was like, man, you know, the first hour 15 minutes were really unnecessary. We could have saved us an hour and 15 minutes if you would have just gone to Sing Sing to begin with and killed the guys that killed you and went on your way. So it seems like the whole movie was pointless. It was just, like I said, a very weird movie. The kills themselves, nothing spectacular. He snaps a couple necks, he strangles folks. He kills one guy by picking him up and throwing him, and he hits a wall. Supposedly that kills him. There's one scene where he's on fire, Cordell's on fire, and he bear hugs someone else, so he burns a few people. Nothing really over the top. I think the most over the top kill was at the very beginning where he takes a sword and stabs it through a guy's throat, Bruce Campbell's throat. Poor bastard. So nothing over the top, nothing really gory about this movie. It's I don't know, it was weird. The whole storyline was just dumb to me. It was kind of pointless. Like, you know, why did you have to do all that? What was the point? You could have handled that yourself. You didn't need to do all this other stuff. But yeah, Maniac Cop 2, I don't know, man. I don't want to say it was a bad movie. It was an unnecessary movie. The whole thing was just unnecessary. But anyway, that's going to do it, man. It's going to be a short episode. I really don't have anything else to say about it. I think this is like the 7th time I've recorded this trying to explain what I thought of the movie. It's just unnecessary is the best way I could put it. So hopefully next week will be a more upbeat episode. I don't know what we're going to watch as of this recording, but by the time you watch it, we'll know. I also don't know when the next time I'm going to cook will be. Monday, which is by the time, no, y'all will be seeing this Sunday nights, hopefully. Monday morning, I'm starting a keto diet. I'm fat. My weight is out of control, so I need to do something about it. So I don't know if I'll be cooking anytime soon. I'm not experienced with keto recipes yet. So that's going to do it, guys. Anyway, I rambled on long enough. The movie was unnecessary. It really wasn't a good night. And we'll just leave it at that. So as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. I hope you enjoyed this episode because I surely did not. Hopefully next week will be better. Y'all have an awesome week. Y'all take care. I'll see you on the next video.